It's a really nice R8 that went by, so we're going to see if we might be able to catch it. Definitely going to be competitive in that tag. Yep, behind me, that's a Corolla GR. The car's been out almost 3 years now, and I'm probably one of the last enthusiasts to actually drive it. Laggy coming out of the corner there in third gear. Some initial impressions here. This is a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder turbo engine. It is, I think, just mind-blowingly powerful for the number of cylinders and the size of the motor, and I think this will probably be the future of internal combustion engines. We're going to start moving away from V12s, V8s, perhaps even V6s in favor of very small displacement motors such as this that make lots of power per cubic inch. Pedal take up, it's light, it's fairly progressive, a little bit too light for my liking. Gear shift is a bit notchy, especially downshifting into second, but the throws are short and they are precise. Suspension, haven't really cemented an opinion on that yet. Obviously this is a very short wheelbase hot hatch, so you do feel bumps, especially when they're in quick succession, but it does feel pretty tied down, pretty firm. You know, you're not going to mistake this for an S-Class Mercedes, and that's not really what this car is all about anyway. Driveline lash is also really well controlled. Well judged engine dampers, transmission mounts. Steering feel isn't fantastic. It's not terrible. It's kind of the standard you get these days with electronic power steering systems. Ratio is pretty quick. Turn in is nice, but you don't get a whole lot of natural feel of the surface beneath you. Mid-range torque is impressive. There's just really nice grunt between like 3,000 and 4,500, which is probably where you're going to spend most of your time on B roads like this. Alright, so I just switched it over into track mode for the four-wheel drive system, so it should be apportioning torque 70 to the rear wheels, 30 to the fronts. catch this motor off boost if you're below 3,000 RPM. It's not off-putting, but you do need to keep it on boil to extract the most from this engine. Take a minute to compose my thoughts. This is a really nice little package. It feels a little bit, how would I describe it? It feels a little bit more focused in its nature than the Civic Type R, which is an outstanding car. It is incredibly competent, especially through roads like this, but I feel like this is a little bit more engaging. Maybe it's kind of the peaky nature of the motor, just the I guess compactness of the whole car makes it feel a little bit easier to rotate in the corners, even though I haven't actually rotated the car. I don't know, you know what it is? This being an all-wheel drive car with a selectable drive mode where you can tell it that you want 70% of the power sent to the rear wheels, it just feels a little bit more playful and a little bit less pushy than something like the Type R that I drove the other month. Super impressive over every kind of surface you can throw at it. Bumpy, pockmarked pavement, off-camber corners, you name it. The car doesn't really seem to get fazed by it. With kind of the stiff suspension and the noise impact over certain bumps, it's a fantastic package and just a very, very focused driver's car. Everything feels that extra bit more cohesive the faster you drive it, the harder you push it. I was really able to string together some fast sweepers. And steering, brakes, everything just kind of came together on this car in a really, really nice way. So the question becomes, is it this or is it the Civic Type R? And I think it would be unfair to say that there's a bad answer there, because there really isn't. They're both phenomenal cars, and I would be happy with either one, especially for the price point of about, let's call it $45,000. They are both excellent choices. That said, if I'm gonna pick one, this is a tough call, and it's not exactly a fair comparison because the Civic Type R I drove was slightly modded, but even so, I feel like the Corolla GR is the more interesting car, and I will tell you why. For me, the drivetrain in this car is what makes it special. Having a high horsepower, small displacement, 3-cylinder turbo is something quite unique in the performance category of with a proper all-wheel drive system. Toyota actually developed this all-wheel drive system from scratch for the Yaris, which we don't get, that's Europe only, and for this car, versus the Civic Type R's front-wheel drive, which, as good as it is, has its limitations. It's, as I've commented before, it does get a little pushy in certain situations, and I feel like that's where, you know, this car just has that little bit of an extra edge to it, and would probably be even more apparent on an actual racetrack / road course. So I would say I'm not a huge fan of this interior. I think the Civic Type R seats are actually a little bit nicer, but all in all, aesthetics aside, interior materials aside, I feel like this is the choice. This would be my choice if I had to pick one.
It's a different feel than the Civic, you know? It's more alive. The Civic, listen, is it faster than the Civic? I don't think so. It might come down to driver. But in my opinion, to the Civic Type R, this is a driver's car. The Civic Type R, you'll hate for that, but it's not. And my reason behind that is it's got a handbrake. On the track, are you gonna use that? Never. But in real world driving, you need to turn direction quickly. You're not hitting the electric e-brake thing. And it's geared differently than the Type R. I think you're shifting more in this.
Yeah, I noticed the ratios are a lot shorter in this car.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
and I mean, it's good because you got to keep the motor on boil. Anything below 3, you're in a torque deficit.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I'm definitely rolling around at any point in time at like 3,500 to $4,000. This car wants to haul ass, and it's super planted at any speed that I've gone.
Yeah.
But so this is like one of the differences. Like I'll be honest with you. Everybody compares this GR Corolla to the Type R. I don't think they're comparable. Yeah, they're both hatchbacks, they're both Japanese, they're both turbocharged, but this is all-wheel drive, and that's front-wheel drive.
What else would you compare this car to, Mike, if not the Civic Type R? Yeah, do you think it has no rivals?
I mean, I don't think it's that awesome where it doesn't have rivals. It just does. People don't make this sort of thing anymore.
I mean,
that's what it is.
You used to have the Evo. You still have actually you don't have the STI now. You just have the WRX.
The WRX, which is more powerful, I believe. I'm not a Subaru fan. I'm just not. I think you can get that in a manual still.
You can.
Golf GTI or what is there?
Golf R, but no manual.
No manual.
Right.
And that was front-wheel drive as well, right?
Right. And you had the Mazda Speed 3, which is discontinued. That was front-wheel drive. Yeah. You had what else? I mean, if we go way back, you had the Sentra SER.
Yeah, but that was front-wheel drive. Those were cool.
Those were cool.
So you can't really buy this.
So you can't buy this unless you get the Subaru. That's your only all-wheel drive manual, but it's not a hatch. It's 4-door only.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is really the only all-wheel drive hot hatch manual that you can buy in the States right now. Yeah. That's quite the revelation. Yeah. If you had to sum it up in one sentence, how would you describe this car?
I would say this car it's a beast. It's a beast. It's not the fastest car out there. It's definitely not the most comfortable car out there. Ergonomically, it's not the best car, but for driving, it's awesome. It is amazing. I don't think you can get this much car for that amount of money.
I would agree. Well, you got the owner's point of view. Mike has logged over 9,000 miles of seat time on his Corolla GR, and yeah, I guess there really is no other answer in this space. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep subscribing, keep watching, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. See you for the next one.